Yeah, it's like slowly taking a Band-Aid off, like arm hair by arm hair.
Yeah, it really is.
And then she's talking to Ian and basically being like, you're an idiot because why did you not look at the CVs and you just decided to give him this title? Okay, so wait, tell me this. You texted me and said Ellie sucks. What was there a specific reason? Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Below Deckspurts, a podcast / show that recaps current Below Deck seasons with two Midwest millennial siblings. I'm Morgan.
I'm Lane.
And we had to do the old intro today.
Because I forgot to write one for this episode.
Today we're recapping Belowdeckmed Season 9, Episode 7, Chain Reaction.
Chain reaction. They're
Honestly,
just getting simpler and simpler.
No, I was going to say simple but good. I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about the chains a lot this episode. It's a main topic.
A lot of chains in this episode.
Yeah, so the way our episodes work, if you're new here, is that we start for wow.
What do we do here?
The way our episodes work is we start for a question with each other based upon this week's episode since we don't watch them together. And then once we get into the episode, we focus on about 2 to 4 main points throughout. It's usually 3. So the topics I have for today are leaving the anchor and saying goodbye to Charter 3.
Yeah.
The night out, Ian's cringe fest, and Gail and Nathan.
We had to watch that twice. That's what we do for you guys. We have to watch this twice. Sometimes 3 times.
It hurts me. I mean, I've been there with guys being cringy like towards me. So
Yeah.
I never feel bad for the guy when I'm the girl in the situation, but I felt bad for Ian.
I know. And I guess we'll just go straight into my question of the day.
Okay.
How many times is he going to get rejected before it gets through his head?
He's playing the game that like Kyle did last season where he thinks he's playing the long game. Like he thinks, which maybe this is why we shouldn't feel bad for him. Because I don't think he's ignorant to the fact that she's rejecting him right now.
Yeah.
But he's trying to play the long game where he's like, eventually she'll want me.
Yeah, if I hit her with a line like, a lot of people tell you you're pretty, and I'm one of them. That is steamy.
I know. I feel bad.
I know.
He strikes me as someone who just wants to fit in. It's just hard.
Yeah, and he fits in with the guys, I think. It's just,
somewhat.
He's just a little different.
Yeah, and I don't know that he knows that it's just hard. The reason you don't feel bad for him sometimes is because sometimes he is like
Kind of a dick about it.
When
Yeah.
he doesn't need to be, but I truly think he just doesn't know. Like, I don't think he knows when to not be a dick, when to be a dick, when, you know what I mean? Like, when to be super talkative and when not to be super talkative. Like, he doesn't know a lot about the cues.
Yeah, a little off with the social cues.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, where it's like, that's why I feel bad, because I don't think he knows he's doing it sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I know people like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And then our last topic is just the drama starting off Charter 4. So the question I have for you is, Gail remembers she kissed Nathan, right?
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
I didn't do anything, did I, last night?
I have a little bit of anxiety. Did I do anything? Are you really?
It's such a... What's the word for it? Like a coping mechanism? Is that the right word?
No. I know what you mean.
Like she's trying to cover it up in her
Yes.
head.
Yeah, I know the word you mean. Like defense mechanism.
Yeah.
That's what you meant. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Like if I just like get out ahead
What
of it.
did I do last night?
No way, I did that. I'm like, come on.
Meanwhile, there's a guy with a giant camera behind her.
I know.
Come on.
I know. Yeah, that just made me be like, really?
Yeah.
Just break. I know why she's not breaking up with her boyfriend, because she doesn't want to hurt his feelings. But she doesn't realize that everything she's doing is going to hurt his feelings so much more.
Yeah, and he has to wait a week in between times that he gets his feelings hurt to watch the show.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I know.
Obviously, he knows, like, it's already happened.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's not rewatching, but he probably is. Because he didn't see he's seeing the show like we are. He knows what's happened. Like, what we, well, I guess we don't know yet what happens specifically with them. But
I'm still saying he's coming to the boat.
I hope so.
I still have a feeling about that. Is that my win on the bingo card?
Speaking of, you won bingo.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, nice. I'm going to post, I'll post the cards today. Like, so the day this drops, I'll post them on our Instagram. We need to do it better next time. This was our first go around with it. We basically put the same answers, but in different spots.
Yeah, and I kind of cheated a little bit.
Why?
I put the most obvious ones in a line.
Yeah, so he won. We'll post them. We'll kind of be done. Lane wins bingo for this season.
$300 coming my way.
When I get paid on Friday.
You're going to Venmo me.
Well, next season, we will make sure we both put different things. We'll get a little bit more specific with it because I struggled reviewing it week by week and being like, did that happen? Did that happen? Where it's like, we need to put things that are more specific that we remember.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, whatever. We'll do it better next time. But lane one bingo, yay.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your question?
I already asked it about Ian. Like, how many times is he going to get rejected?
Oh, yeah. I forgot you asked it. Man, that's how quick my memory is, like, in one brain cell, out the other, you know?
Yeah, and I kind of slid it in there.
Yeah. All right.
I did good.
Well, let's start where we left off. The anchor drama, we are 25 minutes late at this point. Mm-hmm. They're freaking out, like, oh my God, the guests have to catch this flight, but they're trying to figure out whether they leave it or not. A new anchor and chain. Did you see how much it costs?
No, I meant to look that up.
$65,000.
$65,000.
That's like someone's like year salary.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. No wonder they didn't want to leave it.
Right.
$65,000.
Yeah, to get a brand new anchor and chain, it said $65,000 plus. The reason they don't want to leave it is because number one, it's like kind of dangerous, but they put a buoy on it.
Yeah.
And two, someone could dive down there and get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess not. Like, you do need a whole recovery team. It's not like one diver is going to go down there and pick this anchor up. But, yeah, I don't know. And it was like I guess it wasn't in a protected area. So technically, they probably couldn't prevent somebody from doing that.
Probably not, no.
Legally.
Yeah. And you think, like, you saw the rig that they had to bring it back to their boat. Yeah. Those guys could just go out, see an anchor, and be like, yoink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, it's the biggest deal. But
$65,000.
So I just kept making kind of notes while we were going through this. Did you hear them say macaroons?
No, I didn't catch that.
Oh my God, this is a pet peeve of mine. And it's such a silly pet peeve, but it is one. Mm-hmm. No, it bothers me when it's like well-traveled rich people that say macaroons. So it's macaron. Somebody will know what I'm talking about. A macaron and a macaroon are two so different things.
Okay.
I want you to look it up and put it, if you have time, put pictures. This is a macaron. It's French. It's great. It's like a cookie type thing. It's its own thing. Mm-hmm. This is a macaroon. It's a cookie that's wrapped in like coconut. It's it's honestly, I think, a Midwest thing.
Yeah, anything wrapped in anything sounds like from the Midwest.
Yeah.
Slap some bacon on there.
So they're they're completely different things. And it's just it's a silly pet peeve of mine where I'm like, you've been to Europe and you've traveled to Paris and all these things and you're still going to call them macaroons.
Yeah. Crescent rolls and croissants. Never forget that one.
Now we're 39 minutes delayed. Now it's too windy to transport them with the tender. Like,
yeah.
Things are not going well.
So, hear me out.
Oh, no.
You guys swim back to shore.
Yeah, they were like, you are literally stuck here.
Yeah.
But then basically the guests aren't too worried about their flight. She's like,
yeah.
one of them's like a Delta pilot or someone's a Delta pilot.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, this was over whatever word I'm trying to think of.
I don't think the guests were ever too worried about it.
No, I think they were like, yeah, I'll just have another mimosa. I don't really care.
Right. They got basically like 2 or 3 hours for free.
Yeah, and then all of the crew are like, they're not going to tip us because they're going to have to buy new plane tickets. And I'm like, they're
rich.
like half drunk. They don't really care.
And they're rich.
And they're rich, yeah.
And even most airlines nowadays, like even if you buy like the lowest ticket, which these people never would.
No.
You can change your flight for a fee. So yeah, they probably would have had to pay like a change fee, but you're never ever going to lose out on every single dollar you spent on that plane ticket.
Well, that, and you could probably just charge the yacht company.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's some sort of insurance with it too, kind of like a plane, right? Like if your plane's delayed and you miss something, then you can charge the airline for that.
Yeah.
My next note is Captain Sandy loved that Jaws comment.
Oh, yeah, she was ready for that.
She thought she was so clever with that one. I didn't write the exact one, but it was basically like her explaining that they're going to drop the anchor, they're going to cut it, put the buoy, and then put reflective tape. And she's like, that's what they did in Jaws.
Yeah, that's what they did in that fictional movie.
But they weren't so lucky or something like that.
No, it was a hard line. I'll give her that. It went pretty hard.
She's like, yeah, that was good. Keep that one.
You better keep that in.
All right, now we're up to an hour 20. A lot of this was just filler of them just trying to figure the anchor out.
Yeah, one of the big parts, and it's pretty quick. Apparently, it wasn't Ian's fault that the tender batteries were dead.
What? Really?
Yeah, something, I think like the second officer or someone wasn't starting it correctly.
Oh, poor Ian. He deserves some redemption.
Yeah, and they just kind of went over it, unless I misunderstood it, but it seemed like Captain Sandy was like, Ian, turns out it wasn't your fault. He wasn't starting it correctly.
Oh, well, at least something was said to Ian.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just have anchors are so scary.
I know, that whole time I'm like, if you just get like your wrist caught on something, you're going down.
Yeah.
Either that's going down or you're going down.
Or it's ripping your whole arm off. Yeah.
I'm like, I would not be anywhere near that.
No, I know. And I have this irrational fear of buoys too. Did I ever tell you about this?
I hate them.
Why do I hate buoys so much?
I don't know, but I hate them. I don't even like thinking about them.
I don't even like picturing it in my mind.
Yeah, like the huge ones in the ocean. Ugh.
See, that's what's scary, right? Because, like, let's say you're stranded in the ocean. You want to see that.
Yeah, but I don't want to go anywhere near it.
Well, if I was stranded in the ocean and I needed a buoy, and I saw a buoy, I would be like, I'm still scared of it.
My hands are sweating right
I
now.
would go to it, obviously, because I can't tread water forever. I would die.
Yeah.
And I think once I was on the buoy, it wouldn't scare me as much.
Yeah, just getting onto it.
Oh my God,
because it just feels like there's a monster right under the buoy ready to eat you.
That's exactly, it's like maybe like the monster under the bed or something.
Yeah, it's
like how you can't hang your feet off the bed because you think like a monster's going to grab it.
I still don't.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is it the same type of like
irrational fear?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, the ocean's just creepy.
Right. If you cannot think too hard about the ocean.
No, it's creepy.
But that's so weird that we both have that irrational fear about buoys.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the bigger, the scarier.
Yeah.
But even the ones in the river.
I was just going to say, those, like, give me a little bit of, like...
I don't know.
Get away from me. I don't know if I like you.
Even the green ones that you want, right? Even the green's like, good, you're good to go. I'm like, you stay away from me.
You stay right there. I'll stay here. You stay there.
Don't get me started on the red ones, though.
Yeah. And then when you feel the boat go like that and you hear... I'm like, I'm not getting out of this boat.
Oh my God.
We're not crashing for a third time.
What? A third time?
Yeah.
You've crashed a boat twice?
No, Dad has.
Oh yeah, Dad has. Yeah, it sucks. It's so nice by us now. Like we were like, it was so hot for a while and now we're in the 80s, but the river where we're at is way too high. Nobody can even go out on it.
Yeah.
And now they're fighting the wind. everything sucks for them right now because
I know.
basically they were fighting. They can't, it's too windy to take them in on the tender. We have to work to get the anchor cut because that's what we've decided we have to do. And now they're like, it might get too windy that we can't even dock the boat at the marina.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? I guess you're just stranded out on the boat. Like, I would just change my flight for the next day.
I mean, there's
Keep me.
Yeah, honestly, that'd be great. But like, what do you do if she didn't get them into port? Because you can't sit out there on the anchor. You're going to be spinning around because now you only have, well, they still have 2 anchors.
I guess she would probably have to just keep driving around, but then the wind.
The wind and the waves are going to suck.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess she would have to like pull into a cove where they're kind of protected, put both anchors down.
Oh,
And just
I'm scared
apologize
just
to
thinking
everybody.
about it. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared. Scared. You know, they'd probably wait for a break in the wind to at least get them out on a tender, or they'd get them a bigger tender or something.
Yeah, they'd probably call someone from
Yes.
the marina. They'd have something figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where we're kind of introduced. I said, oh no, Ian likes Ellie. And they make sure to tell us right away that
Yeah.
Ellie does not feel the same.
She doesn't want a thing to do with him.
Oh no. Okay, so wait, tell me this. You texted me and said Ellie sucks. What was there a specific reason? Like something happened in the episode?
It'll hit me when we talk about it.
Okay. Because we had a comment on the TikTok that basically said the same thing, like Ellie sucks. And I was like,
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't have a specific reason this episode. Like, she didn't do anything worse this episode than she has been doing to me.
I think it was when they have the stew meeting.
Oh, that's literally what I just thought of. I was
Yeah.
like, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I bet that's what our comment meant too. So we're almost there. But before that, they're 3 hours delayed. Docking drama. It was windy, but they managed.
Yeah.
We are now docked. Thank God.
Well, and that's where Sandy sees Joe kind of screwing up, and then...
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's my next note. Captain Sandy tells Joe he doesn't know as much as Nathan, essentially.
Ouchie.
And then she's talking to Ian and basically being like, you're an idiot because why did you not look at the CVs? And you just decided to give him this title?
You're an idiot.
That's basically what she said.
Yeah, in nicer words. Yeah, she's pretty good at that.
Because Nathan has more experience.
Yeah.
So he just didn't look at them.
No.
How easy is that?
Pretty easy.
First of all, it's easy to not assign it too.
Yeah.
Like, you can wait.
Yeah. I think we always say, like, wait at least a charter.
Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
need to see someone's personality too.
Yeah. You
Like-
have to see if they're a leader or not.
Or that, yeah, if they're not arrogant and a piece of shit.
Yeah.
They could have all the experience in the world, but be a shitty person. So we will see what happens with that. Nothing happens this episode, I think. Like, he didn't strip him of his title, or did he?
I think Captain Sandy said to do it, but I think at some point Ian says, I still got his back.
Yeah, because, like, we also didn't... I mean, I guess what they could do is not have a lead deckhand. They could, like, strip him of the lead deckhand title. He's just a deckhand and not give it to someone else right now. Because I don't, like, it wasn't even approached to Nathan being like, hey, if we offered you lead deckhand, would you want it? Because at the beginning, he said he really doesn't want any sort of...
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's not interested in... I mean, maybe he would take it at this point, but at the beginning,
Maybe.
he was like, yeah, no thanks.
I don't think it really matters at this point. I mean, no one's pulling rank on anybody. They're all working together.
Yeah. I know. So, oh God, I'm so tired. As much as I'm tired about talking about Ellie and Bri, I'm more tired about talking about Gail and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
I would rather keep talking about Ellie and Bri than talk about Gail and her stupid boyfriend.
It's 50-50. I mean, it's like watching a car crash that lasts 45 minutes. It's like, I know what's going to happen.
I know, it's like, God, yeah. So, like, her boyfriend's basically texting her, like, haven't heard from you, what's going on? And she's like, can't talk. Like, ugh. Yeah, it's like slowly taking a Band-Aid off, like, arm hair by arm hair.
Yeah, it really is.
So tip meeting. I mean, guests were happy. We don't have to jump ahead too far. Guests were happy. They didn't have anything to complain about. Yeah, Nathan makes the comment of like, I wouldn't give a tip if I were them, and I'm like, I would like.
Yeah.
I've seen way worse charters. Like, how about the first one
Yeah.
when you had nothing in provisions?
Yeah.
That's where I wouldn't expect a tip.
Or the ones where they had to like stay on the dock.
Right.
That sucks.
Oh man. Yeah. That would be so bad.
That would suck so bad.
It would suck so bad.
Because even I would be like, well, we can still swim, but I'm not swimming in that port.
You
That's
can't.
freaky too. I don't like that.
It's not
I know,
allowed.
yeah, you can't, and it would be stupid too.
And then this is where, like, when the guests are leaving, we see this Joe, Ian, Ellie moment. Do you remember?
Jog my memory.
Oh, it's bad. So Ellie, this is where she's like annoying. She's getting annoying too. Where she's like talking to. Oh wait, no. What happens first is basically Ian compliments Ellie and says like, "You look nice. Your hair looks nice, or something, or your makeup looks nice, or whatever." Don't quote me, but it was some sort of compliment. And then she's like, "Thanks." And then she turns directly to Joe and she's like, "Joe, I have 2 ideas for an outfit tonight. It's this bodysuit or this dress or whatever." And I'm like, okay, first of all, that's annoying by itself. I'm never going to ask a man for outfit advice.
Yeah.
Ever. Okay? They don't know.
No. I've had this shirt for like 5 years.
Lane wears that shirt every other week.
Yeah, like every other episode I wear this shirt.
2, you are being so rude.
Yeah.
Because Ian just complimented you. Just don't. Just stay quiet. Just say thank you and stay quiet. 3rd, it's such a pick-me move.
Yeah.
While also Bri is there too. Like, I know she wasn't like right next to them, but like just for so many reasons it was annoying.
Yeah. It's just stupid.
I know.
Like, we get it. And like at some point she's like, if Bri wants a war, she'll get a war. I'm going for Joe. And I'm like, why?
Bri doesn't want a war.
Like, yeah, you're not in love with the guy. You both just said you want a boatmance.
Yeah.
Why is it such a big deal?
Now I think it's about Ellie winning.
Yeah.
Like, it's about he needs to pick me. Mm-hmm. It's not that I want to marry him. I just need him to want me more than he wants her because I need to know I'm better than her in all the ways. Second stew,
Yeah.
hotter, whatever. And that's annoying. So now we're at the interior meeting.
Yeah.
Did you want to cover that or you want me to?
Go ahead.
Because you're lost.
No, I just didn't write that many notes for some reason.
So you watched the episode like 3 times.
I watched it twice.
Took no notes.
And didn't take a lot of notes.
Also didn't write an intro.
Yeah. Bad week for Lane. Forgot to start the thing.
Yeah.
Let's hope editing goes better.
Okay. So they have an interior meeting. Aisha wants to put this to bed. I think she knows that's not going to happen, but she's like giving it her best try. Ellie, okay. Aisha's like, hey, let's just respect each other and our communication differences, right?
Yeah.
Like, very simple. I've been a supervisor. My husband's been a supervisor. We've talked about this before. A good supervisor knows how to talk to different people. A good leader knows that using a certain tactic with someone might not work for another person. Mm-hmm. That's a good leader, a good team player, whatever. Like it's just a reality. A bad team player or a bad leader says, well, this is the way I do it, so fuck off if you don't like it.
Yeah.
That is not how you get loyalty or people to respect you. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I've met people like that too, where it's like, well, my way or the highway, this is how I am. Great. You're never going to get what you want. You're never going to get the respect of someone. You're never going to be well liked universally, like by your team.
Yeah.
So this is what's happening here. Basically, Ellie's like, No, she's being too oversensitive, and I'm going to keep talking the way I talk.
Yeah.
And Bri and Aisha are just like, okay.
Like, the whole point of the meeting was to stop that.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm good.
That's exactly how it goes. Like,
Yeah, she might as well have just flicked Bri on the nose.
for real, like, boop. No, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
She's basically saying Bri is being oversensitive. I do not think Bri is being oversensitive.
No.
I think she's just being like, hey, I tried to tell you that you kind of hurt my feelings. And she's like, that's a you problem.
Yeah. And then she does something really shitty. I don't know if it's before or after this. I think they're getting ready for the night out, but she's like sitting on the ground doing her makeup with her back up against like a dresser. And Bri's like, can I get in the dresser? And she says like something shitty about it.
I know. And I was trying to read that too. I don't think it was as shitty as we thought.
Yeah.
I think in the way I think she meant like, get your shit together, girl, like in a joking way. But it did kind of come off like we're not at that level. So
Well, do your makeup somewhere else other than on the floor in a tiny ass room.
I know. I think it's hard because those rooms are so small. I mean, she could have been in the bathroom, but I don't know how much room they have in that bathroom either.
And maybe Bri was using the bathroom. Who knows?
You don't know.
Good point.
But yeah, I picked up on that too, but I'm like, I don't think it was as shitty as like maybe we thought it was. Not that I'm trying to defend Ellie by any means.
Yeah, who knows?
But at the end of the interior, they have a group hug, and I'm like, Aisha, I don't think this is the time.
That wasn't the move. You tried.
You know, because I've been there too. Oh, I've been there too, where they're like, team hug, and I'm like, I want to punch this girl in the face.
I don't want to touch any of you.
I know. I don't like hugs, period, to be honest, even with people I like, let alone people I don't like. So that was just like, oh. Oops. The tip was $25,000, $2,000 a person. Not bad.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Not like anything like spectacular, but like solid.
Above average, yeah.
Yeah. I had a note, this night out's gonna be crazy, and then it really kind of wasn't.
No, it was just mostly about Ian chasing Ellie around a bar.
Talking.
And then Aisha told Joe,
to be like,
try and stay away from the girls tonight.
Yeah.
Like, basically, it's kind of sensitive right now. I want it to calm down.
Yeah.
And Joe did a pretty good job, but then Aisha is like, I shouldn't have to ask Joe to do that.
No.
And it was more like, I thought she was talking shit about Joe at first.
Right.
I was like, what? But she was like, my stews really need to get their shit together, basically.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's good that she pointed that out. Like, I shouldn't have to ask Joe to do that. But I think Joe's in a particular situation, too, with the whole lead deckhand thing, that it was kind of the perfect storm in a good way. Because he's like, oh, I do need to show a little bit of maturity.
Yeah.
This is the perfect opportunity for me to just be like, cool it for a night.
Yeah. Stay off the episode for a little bit.
So now we're getting to the funniest point in the episode, and it was so small. But
I know what you're going to say.
I laughed out loud, which never really happens when I'm watching anything. It was when Ian blew in Ellie's ear in the van.
You can just see it in his face, too. You can just see, like, light bulb. There's Breeze back here.
It reminded me of, you might not remember this, because did you watch a lot of Hey Arnold?
Yeah, but I was pretty young.
Okay, Helga would always have this kid, I don't remember his name, but he'd always be behind her. It was like, it was once an episode this would happen. Mm-hmm. He'd be behind her and he'd be like, yeah. And she'd go, and break his glasses every single episode. It's not the same situation, but that's what made me think of, I don't know.
You wanted her to just go like that.
Because it was startling. I wanted her to just be like, bam. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I would have reacted differently.
I laughed out loud because I think it was partly too because of his reaction. He thought it was so clever.
Yeah, he thought he was really laying it down.
She looks back, he's like, right. It's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. And then I'm tired of this, so I'm not even going to freaking spend a lot of time on it. Nathan and Gail are doing their normal shit where they're flirting all night, they're touching hands, they're hugging, they're kissing each other on the cheeks, and they finally kiss on the lips. And Gail definitely remembers it, and that's all I have to say about that.
Pretty much, yep.
So now, the next day, we already kind of talked about Gail being like, did I do anything? First of all, yes, you did. You know you did. You know why she knows what she did? Because of how weird she was when she first even woke up.
Yeah.
Like avoiding him, like, oh, I'm off my game today. That's because you are filled with guilt.
You're trying to distance yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
God, that is the worst feeling when you wake up and you're like, oh, shit, I did that last night.
Yep. Yeah. Which, what's the saying that I don't always agree with, but it's like drunk actions are sober thoughts.
Yeah.
That's not 100% true all the time because
I always think of that meme where it says that, and then it's like, yeah, I really wanted to wake up in a wheelbarrow this morning.
I know. Yeah, I really wanted to down a whole loaf of bread last night. That's what was sober me. Really wanted to do that. God, I was just waiting. I wanted to eat that loaf of bread so bad. Then I finally got drunk and I had the opportunity. So yeah, not always, right? But anyways.
I wanted to sleep in a wheelbarrow for 8 hours.
In a bathtub.
Yeah.
There's wildfires burning near the marina, which is like kind of scary.
Yeah.
We are not from a place that there are wildfires, so I don't think we fully understand that like our tornado is like California's wildfires. Or
Yeah.
like these people are kind of like used to it, which is weird. Or are they not?
I think this one was a little bigger than normal.
Okay.
I looked up a little bit about it, and this came from like 1 or 2 episodes. I could be dead wrong. I've never been there. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently it was started by 800 different man-made fires,
Wow.
and 163 people were arrested.
Oh, the Greece one was?
Yeah.
Oh, so this was like arson.
I think, or it meant like people were having campfires. Okay. My next point. 24 of those 163 people were charged with arson.
Dang. I wonder if it was they did it on purpose to set a big fire or if they were like burning when they weren't supposed to be.
Probably. Yeah.
But you could still be charged with arson, I guess, if they're like, hey, do not burn, and then you do.
Yeah.
Like, we've had that order, I think.
Yeah, I think a couple times.
A couple
when it was
times where
really,
it's like,
really dry out.
Yeah, like, do not burn. Like,
Yeah.
DNR could, like, actually, you could get arrested for it or whatever. Dang.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Apparently thousands of people were evacuated. And then or did I say 1,000? I meant thousands of people.
Thousands of people what?
Were evacuated.
Oh, okay. You know what I just thought of? There was no food in this episode.
Yeah.
You had nothing to research besides wildfires.
Good thing, because I probably would have forgot to do it.
Right?
Not a good week for Lane.
So they do end up retrieving the anchor, BT dubs, and it was like $40,000 worth of like recovery and like to get it back, like to fix it and then pay like I'm assuming you have to pay the marina for going on doing that.
Yeah.
Like it was like $40,000.
Yeah, and they show up and the anchor is just in a big clump on the like a truck bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, what if that gets tangled? Like, wouldn't you want to roll it up in something? I don't know.
Don't ask me.
Yeah. It worked out, so I guess they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Charter number 4, short charter. I didn't write anything down about these guests. Did you?
They're from South Carolina.
Oh.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That was literally my next note that's about it.
So then last thing I guess about Gail and Nathan is Gail's talking to Chef once an episode. And I just love how like Chef is like, do you think you're trying?
Yeah.
'Cause she's like, I'm trying. And he's like, are you?
Yeah.
And I get that she, at first I was like, girl, you're not trying. And then I'm like, I do understand that she doesn't have all the time in the world to be texting or calling him.
Yeah.
And I think we're only seeing when she doesn't text him back.
Damn it.
Why is mine? I don't want to jinx anything, but mine's pretty good.
It's just deteriorating, this mic stand.
So yeah, we talked about this before. I think basically she does want to break up with him, but I don't know. I think and here's what I think the problem is like she's not to a point where she wants to be in a relationship at all. Because
Yeah.
I could just see the same thing happening. She could get with Nathan and then go on to her next boat and find someone else and be like, this guy gets me. Nathan doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think she's just to that point.
Well, and
So-
he's right here.
Exactly. Like she's very much so like whatever's convenient.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I've been there when I've been single and stuff where it's like the guy that's there is there, you know?
He gets me.
Right, exactly. When it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we need to take a pause for you to take your mic out? And then we end with this freaking laundry drama.
Yeah.
I'm so like,
I'm over it.
Bri, why are you still mixing people's shirts up?
Yeah, they're labeled.
And it's like, it's not even like there's guest laundry mixed in. It's literally just the crew laundry.
Yeah, and Captain gets her own, like, washing and drying machines.
I know.
Like, how do you screw that up? Just everything out of that one goes up there.
I would just specifically do those. I would fold them. I would bring them up to her before I did anything else.
Especially because she comes down to, like, not yell at everybody, but be like, what the hell's going on? 20 minutes before the charter.
And then she thinks she has it, and then she doesn't.
Yeah.
I would be pissed too. Like, I think Sandy was a little bit more reserved than I would have been.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, I think Bri finds her shirt in someone's cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it'll never happen again. And Sandy's like, yeah, I know. But, like, this is like the fourth strike or something with her with the laundry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know you can't be too picky about a third stew, but...
Yeah, and Captain Sandy even says that. She's like, usually the third stew has little to no experience, but, like, come on.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a very simple task. Yeah, she's basically like, hey, whatever you're doing is not working.
Yeah.
Change it.
Whatever system you got going on your iPad,
Oh, God,
it's
your
not
iPad.
working. God, you remember that? That was so dumb.
Oh, man. Poor girl. So...
Before we move on, did you catch Aisha and Jonah? They had, like, a little moment where Aisha's just walking through the
yeah.
the kitchen, and then Jonah's just standing there, or, like, just working. She's like, do you ever shut up? He's
Yeah.
like, fuck off.
Yeah. I like them both.
I liked that moment.
I hope he keeps doing well and being non-problematic.
Yeah.
All right, so we don't have a coming up on. It was another to be continued. They're like, we're not doing previews anymore. It's too much work.
Yeah. So even they screwed up this week. But yeah, they can't get out of the slip, and they're like 2 feet away from the other people's lines. And
See, okay, I know nothing, but I'm like, can't you just ask those people to move their lines if you really needed to get out and you couldn't make it past them?
not really.
Why?
A lot of the lines, like when you're backing in, like say you drop your lines here, which is an anchor, and then you pull the boat back until the line's taut. So they would have to pull out again, undo
Okay.
their lines.
See, I don't know anything.
And then go back, hold. Yeah, it just wouldn't work.
And they must have not had any other, like, space for that giant yacht, because I was like, really?
Yeah, that was just kind of a stupid move if
Yeah.
it wasn't intentional.
Because I was, yeah, I don't know. I was just like, they did box her in. Like, she's
Yeah.
boxed in.
For someone that picks up charters every 4 days.
I know.
Like, that's stupid.
Yeah. Doesn't
But
seem-
maybe they just don't care.
Or maybe that was the only option. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, all right, secret word can be Lane 1 bingo.
Lane 1 bingo,
Or
baby.
Lane's bingo or whatever. We'll post those on the Instagram and do better next season.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's about it.
All right, kind of short and sweet episode. We'll keep trucking along in this season. We're probably not even halfway, almost halfway. And we will see you guys next week.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.